Lizette with fortryingoutloud.blogspot.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make the cute princess stand-up dolls that I made for my friend's baby shower. You may have noticed in the picture that I have several different styles that are there. They all come from the Cricut Imagine Cartridge Bestfriends. Cricut Imagine is an electronic die cutting machine from Craft that prints and cuts. If you notice, you can print it as one solid item here on white cardstock, so all you need is white cardstock. Or you can print the individual items and then layer them on each other. I printed one of these, which is the full one, and then I printed just the dress because I wanted to make her pop a little bit. So here's what the finished product is going to look like. And so let's go ahead and get started making our new one. Today I'm going to show you how to make her with layers. And so what you'll need is you're going to actually need your die cut of a princess or whatever paper doll you want to use. Just make sure that it has a wide base so that you can put the bottom portions here that we have that kind of holds it. I don't know if you can see that, but there is actually something here holding it together. And so you're going to need your die cut. I'm going to use stickles to help decorate it some because I always use bling. I'm going to use pop dots to pop dot up this on top of the dress to give it dimension. I need my cutter, and I love my Fiskars cutter, and I will need my scissors. And along with that, I'm going to need a piece of transparency, I guess is the best way to say it. I bought years ago this huge packet of transparencies from Office Depot, I believe, and they have come in handy so many times for, when it comes to scrapbooking. So today I'm going to use them to make my base for my doll so that you cannot see it. By all means, if you do not have this and you don't want to buy a whole packet of it, you can use regular cardstock, just as long as it's firm cardstock or something that's pretty sturdy. You can't use just regular copy paper. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my base from here, and I'm going to use the 8.5 portion, and I'm going to cut it at 1/2 inch. I'm going to go ahead and put it in my cutter and slice it. I don't need the large piece anymore, but I have my small piece. Now the first thing you want to do with this is you want to fold it in half, as such. Maybe I should do it on top of here so you can see what I'm doing. So I folded it in half, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little slit in it. It's not going to go all the way across, but it'll come pretty close. And so I just folded it in half, and I'm going to cut a split. Yeah, that should be enough. So I left probably about a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch at the bottom, not cut. I don't know if you can see that. So now let's get to our doll. I'm going to go ahead and pop dot her first. Normally I would decorate her and let her dry, but because for time's sake I'm going to pop dot her first and then I'll decorate her. So I'm going to use these pop dots. They add a little dimension to her. I like to use a lot of them. By all means, you do not have to use as many as I do. Okay. So they are sticky on both sides if you've never used pop dots. So the one side that I put down, I had already taken off the little tab, and now I'm taking off the top tab so that I can place the top of the dress on here. Alright, and I'm doing this upside down, so I do my best to align this. There we go. So now she has a little pop dot dimension here of her dress. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm now going to cut slits in here so that the pieces, if this was the, if my left hand was the actual piece of acetate and my right hand was the doll, they're going to interlock together to make a sturdy bond. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 slits at the bottom here. And I try to cut them into thirds, just a third of the way in on each side. And then acetate is pretty clear. Alright, so now I'm going to take my acetate and I'm going to put the folded part towards the back and the 2 individual ends at the front. And I'm just going to feed them into the little slits that I made. One. first two. And you may have to play with a little to get it to sit straight. However, I seem to have done it pretty good on the first time around. So now she stands up, and you're good to go at this point. If you'd like, you can cut these down. I love the fact that they're clear, because then you really don't have to worry about cutting down the fronts or what they'll look like from behind. Like I said, I like to bling mine up a little bit, so I'm going to put just a little bit of stickles on her dress. And like I said, you can use bling of any sort. I love stickles. It goes on easy. It dries pretty fast depending on how thick you put it. My favorite stickles is the one that I'm using, which is called Diamond, because it's pretty clear. It doesn't have really much color to it. So the items that you put the stickles on do not lose their color. Rather, they stay pretty much the color that they are. For example, when you see me do the gems on her stones here, on her crown, you notice that they will keep their integrity. The red will stay red, the blues will stay blue, the greens will stay green, and the yellows yellow. They'll just have a little sparkle to them. Alright, so there we go. There's my princess, and here's my other princess. And so when I wanted to make a stand-up paper doll princess, I knew that there had to be the way to do it. So I Googled and YouTubed different methods of doing this. I found one that seemed to work for me. I tried it out, and I was successful at it. Hopefully, if you found this tutorial easy and this is something you want to try, you'll try along with me. Thanks for watching.